Evening. We are now opening the public comment portion of our hearing related to the proposed facility changes, which include closing the 9th grade academy, relocating the students to Richmond Senior High School, relocate Monroe Avenue School to the 9th grade academy facility, relocate the Exceptional Children's Administration staff from the James Building to the 9th grade academy facility, and finally close the James Building. The following are the rules for public comment as stated in Board Policy 2310. Speakers will be limited to 3 minutes per person. We will have a timer and we'll alert you when your time is expired. I would like to remind you that board members generally will not respond to public comment except to request clarification. Once the speaker's name is called, they will approach the podium and state their issue. The following are not permissible topics to public comment: matters involving specific personnel or employees of the Board of Education, including employment conditions or complaint about specific employees. Complaints about an employee should be directed to Human Resources Office to follow up. Obscene or vulgar language will not be tolerated, nor will conduct or language that disrupts the meeting or interferes with the board's ability to carry out its work. As the board chairman, I will immediately terminate any comments which violate these rules. Jeannie, do we have any speakers for our public comment for proposed facility changes? Okay, thank you. We will now go into our regular public comment, and we are excited to have Dennis Brown with us tonight. So Dennis, thank you.
You've eliminated half of my vocabulary.
3 minutes to you. You're your
Whoa,
officer,
I don't
so I don't
know.
know if I can do that.
I may have to get somebody to talk for me. We're talking about Rodney Dangerfield. So. Mr. Chair, Board, I just wanted to come and bring some of my staff to pay our thank you to Dr. Farrell and Dr. Carter. We approached them about some mobile classroom for our training needs at the Hamlet Police Department. As you know, we have no space, and they really came through in a big way. So I have a letter of recognition I'll give to you after I'm finished,
yes,
and just an overall thank you for the great teamwork and partnership we get out of these two gentlemen. It's to the Richmond County School Board from me. Dear members of the Richmond County School Board, I hope this letter finds you well. I'm writing to express my heartfelt gratitude for the exceptional teamwork demonstrated by Dr. Julian Carter and Dr. Joe Farrell in implementing the mobile classroom initiative for our department. Their dedication and commitment to enhancing the educational experience of our staff are truly commendable. The donation of the classrooms by this board demonstrated your commitment to local law enforcement and bolstered the collaborative relationship our organizations share to ensure the best training for our staff. The mobile classrooms provide a flexible and innovative solution to address the growing needs of our officers, especially during these challenging budget times. Dr. Carter and Dr. Farrell's collaborative approach has not only facilitated logistics of this program, but also ensured that it aligns with our agency's educational goals. Their vision for creating a dynamic learning environment exemplifies the spirit of teamwork and leadership that is so vital to our community. It is inspiring to see how their efforts are making a positive impact on the Richmond County students' education. The ability for our organization to work together so well should serve as an example to others who seek to provide a safe learning environment for students. Thank you once again for your support and for recognizing the importance of adaptive solutions in our schools. I look forward to seeing the positive effects of the mobile classrooms on our officers and community. Sincerely, Dennis Brown. I will say, coming on 2 decades as a police chief, I've worked with a lot of superintendents and staff. Y'all really hired a good one there. So I thank you for that. And thank you, sir, and thank you, sir.
Thank you for what y'all do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
My job easy. I gotta keep 8,000 people happy. Y'all gotta keep like 60,000 people happy.
Thank you. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
for all that.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thanks for what y'all do.
Dennis, before you walk out the door, do you want to introduce them? Or
Sure.
they're running now. They're running now. They're
Officer Stevens, Sergeant Williams, Lieutenant Carstow is over our investigations, Detective Lucky, Major Chitwood, that's Chief Rush, love him. That's our Code Enforcement Officer Millen and Lieutenant Hunt, she's over our administration.
Thank you all. Well, thank y'all for what you do.
Thank y'all, appreciate what y'all do. Thank you.
The chair declares there is a quorum of board members present for the November 12th Richmond County Board of Education meeting. Will the board please come to order? Ms. Schuler?
If you will, please stand and join us for a moment of silence. Thank you. And now join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Bess. Board members, you have the minutes for the open and closed minute meetings of our October meeting. Are there any changes needed? Chair will entertain a motion to approve those minutes.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Etheridge,
A second.
second by Ms. Ormsby. Any discussion?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman,
Yep.
I just wanna make a note, I know, in one of our closed sessions, there was some comments that were missed that I said, and, I just wanna make sure that, the board understands that, so I'll vote on all the meeting minutes except for the closed session on October 22nd. There were some things I said to the board, when I addressed the board, I felt like, needed to be in the meeting minutes, some concerns I had.
So, Jeannie, do you have those, do you have all those comments in our minutes? Okay, so I think, who took those minutes?
I think that would have been me, and I'm happy to discuss in closed session what the board member wants to add.
Okay, great, okay. So we have a motion to accept both. And do you want to do an addendum to that, or just to
Well,
say?
I'll just, I won't vote on that, I just vote against
Okay.
the meeting minutes until I get some
And then-
clarification from the board attorney.
So, all right. So all in favor by saying aye?
Aye.
All opposed? Got one. Thank you. Dr. Farrell, are there any changes to the agenda?
No, sir.
All right, then we will adopt the agenda by consent of the board. And since we've got all that stuff out of the way, now we can go into our business items, and we'll call on Miss Cameron Whitley.
Good evening, Chairman Satterfield, Dr. Farrow, and members of the board. I'm happy to introduce tonight's Inspiring Excellence Schools, starting with Miss Monica Robinson from Ashley Chapel.
Ashley Chapel's first. Y'all just go down there for that one. It's on the agenda the other way. Hey, young lady.
Good evening. Good evening, Chair Satterfield, Dr. Farrell, and members of the board. Tonight, I'm going to recognize two amazing members of the Ashley Chapel staff, beginning with Ms. Latoza Jackson. Ms. Jackson's job title at Ashley Chapel is Data Manager. However, as she tackles the beast that is known as Infinite Campus, she also does so much more. She does things such as answering the phone, monitoring and answering the front door, and checking students in and out of school. But again, the things that Ms. Jackson does do not stop there. You see, Ms. Jackson's office is the central hub of Ashley Chapel. She feeds, clothes, fixes hair and eyelashes, advises, nurses, and does whatever else is needed for the students and the staff. To some, she may seem a little gruff on the outside, but what she truly is a woman with the heart of gold, who tells it like it is, means what she says, and will give you the shirt off of her back. She's my security guard, my confidant, my friend, and one of the hardest working, dependable people on my staff. Inspiring excellence at Ashley Chapel is Miss Latoza Jackson.
We'd like for you to be a part.
Yeah.
They can come up too,
Yeah.
come up too.
Yeah. Y'all wanna come?
Yes, absolutely. All right, now I will have the students. Daryl, can you come forward a little? There we go. All right, 1, 2, 3. One more. Okay, very good. Thank you.
All right, due to unforeseen circumstances, the next person I'm not able to be here tonight, but I still want to read what I have written about her. Joy Sweeney's official role at Ashley Chapel is instructional coach, but she serves as so much more. She always has a listening ear, a sweet treat, and encouraging words to get us through the day. If that doesn't work, she has the more stern, direct approach. We always know that no matter which approach she uses, it is inspired by love. She goes above and beyond to help teachers provide the best instruction, and I continue to grow daily as an instructional leader because I have her knowledge and passion to inspire and guide me. Ms. Sweeney devotes her time, energy, and heart to making sure that Ashley Chapel students and staff always have what we need to be successful, and we thank her for always inspiring excellence at Ashley Chapel. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, we'll have Mr. Scott Witherow from East Rockingham Elementary.
Thank you. Chairman Satterfield, Board, thank you for this opportunity. First staff member is Mr. Tim Watkins. Tim Watkins is a computer teacher, and I feel that he's deserving of this Inspiring Excellence Award due to his incredibly positive spirit and good nature to everybody that he interacts with throughout his day. From the first day that Mr. Watkins stopped by my office to introduce himself, you could tell that he had an aura of positive nature that surrounded him. And anyone that knows Mr. Watkins, and even those who don't, are greeted with a smile. He's always willing to help out and do whatever is best for the children of East Rock. He drives a bus for us morning and afternoon, and that smile is the first thing and the last thing that those students see every day, giving them a positive feeling about our school. Recently, he volunteered his time with the other specials teachers to help us out with the book fair at our school. There's never been a time that Mr. Watkins wasn't agreeable to helping out in situations where he was needed to benefit the students. He deserves this Inspiring Excellence Award to show that East Rock and Richmond County Schools appreciate him for all his hard work and dedication. And our next Inspiring Excellence Award for East Rockingham goes to Mr. Andre Ellerby. He's our certified staff member nomination due to his dedication to his students, his overwhelming positivity in the face of adversity, and his ability to forgive and forget student indiscretions. Mr. Ellerby is the wrestling coach at Richmond Senior, and he teaches a behavioral self-contained classroom. He faces adversity most teachers comprehend, and in all instances, he de-escalates the situations and then reassures his students that all will be okay. He has an amazing ability to look beyond students' actions when they are in a crisis situation and focuses on the good they have in them when they're not in that crisis situation. Mr. Ellerby has arranged to have an organization create a garden for his students to work, enjoy, and take pride in while instilling responsibility in those students. He's currently working on a book club for self-contained students throughout the district to interact with students outside their classrooms and their schools and develop social skills along with reading comprehension skills. For those reasons and more, we feel that Mr. Andre Ellerby is truly worthy of the Inspiring Excellence Award.
Scoot in. Bobby, stick up for you. There we go. Very good. Okay. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Thank you guys. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's a lot, isn't it?
Me again?
You
All right.
again.
Tonight, I have the honor of recognizing an important achievement by our very own Board of Education. The North Carolina School Board Association has awarded our board the Bell Award for Whole Board Recognition. This award is presented when each board member completes the trainings during the previous academic year. Our board has received the Golden Bell Award, which means that each board completed more than 12 hours of training. Your service on the board requires a great deal of time and effort, and we're grateful for your continued commitment to the students of Richmond County Schools. On behalf of the whole district, thank you for your service. This, if you guys want to come down.
Get a picture taken. You want some people in front, or you want all?
No, you can say this is for fun. Here, we come over here. Keep back shift a little bit. There we go. Perfect. Okay. 1, 2, 3. One, 2, 3. Perfect. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Cameron. Mr. Norton, Career Development Month.
Can't even talk.
Yep.
Chairman Satterfield, Dr. Farrell, members of the board. I'd like to take a few minutes to recognize our career development coordinators tonight. The National Career Development Association and the North Carolina Career Development Association recognize November 2024 as National Career Development Month. And November 11 through 15 is National Career Development Week, and November 13 is National Career Development Day. And I have a proclamation from Governor Roy Cooper that reads, whereas career development coordinators and career and technical education programs in North Carolina's public schools are committed to helping students explore their potential in personal social development, education achievement, lifelong learning, and career management, and whereas career development coordinators advance the mission of North Carolina's CTE programs by providing students with opportunity, by providing students with community resources and services that foster success in life, college and/or careers, preparing them to contribute meaningfully to their communities and society, and whereas career development coordinators empower students to make informed decisions regarding their post-high school plans, which may include immediate employment in a civilian or military occupation or further education at a vocational program, community college, or university, and whereas career development coordinators support the work of career and technical education organizations by extending student learning based on instructional competencies. Whereas career development coordinators assist students in understanding the 16 career clusters in the National Career Clusters Framework, representing 79 career pathways to success in college, career, and citizen readiness. Through career development education, CT students gain critical thinking, creativity, problem-solving, leadership, and essential employability skills necessary to drive the modern business world and contribute to the vitality of our state and nation. Whereas Governor Roy Cooper has declared 2024 as the year of public schools in North Carolina, and career development education helps to increase attendance, raise student achievement, and improve graduation rates, and whereas the National Career Development Association has declared November 24 as the National Career Development Month and November 13 as National Career Development Day, now therefore I, Roy Cooper, Governor of the state of North Carolina, do hereby proclaim November 2024 is North Carolina Career Development Month, and November 13th, 2024 is North Carolina Career Development Coordinator Day in North Carolina, and commend its observance to all citizens. And that's signed by the governor. And so I didn't write nice fancy things like the principals before me did, but I do have certificates. I brought you here, didn't I? But let me just say, we have two of the best in the business. Mr. Paracus, everybody knows Jason. You know, he's not scared to talk to anybody. His primary responsibility is going out and putting students in internships, work-based learning experiences, and by far he goes over and beyond to get us into, I think in the last 4 years, we've had about 140 interns, apprenticeships, job chatting opportunities, and that's solely due to him. And Ms. Young, she serves a dual role for us. She is 60% middle school career development coordinator and 40% special populations coordinator at the high school level. And she's out in the schools. She's in the middle schools 3 to 4 days a week, every week. There's some exceptions to that, but she's in with the teachers. She's in with the counselors. She's doing career development with them. She's planning career fairs. We had our, last month in October, we had the healthcare career fair that she single-handedly does that. We've got a career fair at the high school next week that Mr. Paracus and he's been working on. Ms. Young's been helping him, and Lisa Campbell, our CIMC. That'll be next Wednesday from 8:30 to 12. If you're out and about and can, please swing by. But I'd just like to award these certificates to Jason and Cherie for dedicated service to North Carolina Career and Technical Education CTE students in support of their career development and the observance of Career Development Month during November 2024 and Career Development Coordinator Day on November 13th, 2024. There's a second. Basically said the same thing. Yeah, she did too. Yes, sir.
One,
Dr. Kate Smith, welcome.
Okay, good evening, Chairman Satterfield, Dr. Farrell, and members of the board. Just to bring your attention, I gave you a packet that says Arts Proficiency Endorsement on top, not the folder, just the packet. Should be a stapled, yep. Should be a little stapled packet. It should say Arts Proficiency Endorsement on top, okay? All right, so last month, we updated you guys on a few legislative updates in the curriculum world, and one of those was the Arts Proficiency Endorsement for our students. Well, since then, DPI has communicated that we need a list of activities created and presented to you all for approval for the 40 hours of extracurricular activities that the students would complete to earn their endorsement. So coupled with the 4 courses that they have to take in high school, the list of activities that was created along with our arts teachers is in board docs and on that packet that I gave you, okay? So we've made it very clear to the teachers that if there's anything that is not listed on that exhaustive list, please reach out and we will consider other activities for credit to be logged as approved hours. I would ask that you all take a minute and look through the activities, and then we will need a motion to approve the list, knowing that this is the list that was initially created, and we can certainly add to it as art teachers see fit, as our arts teachers see fit.
I'll give y'all a second to look over it. So we need a motion to approve the list for the arts endorsement.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve the activity list for the NC Arts endorsement as presented.
Have a motion by Mr. Baldwin,
Second.
second by Mr. Etheridge. Any discussion? All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? You've got an approved list.
Okay, great, thank you.
Thank you. Now we're on to school improvement
Okay.
plans.
So I would also like to bring to you the school improvement plans for each school. You will see on board docs, as well as in the folder that I gave you, 3 things. So you should see each school's plan with their goals and indicators. Okay. You should also see the school board login information that you guys can use as you review the goals and action steps. You will use the website that's provided in IndaStar, and then click on the login. You will log in with the password. They are the exact same as noted on the sheet. And you will choose the school you would like to look at and take 30 days to review that, and we will come back in December. I also included in that folder the research-based indicators that each school uses as part of their goals. So, for example, you see Ashley Chapel's school improvement plan. You see all of those little indicator numbers out to the side. Each one of those indicators has a research-based action step that goes along with it, and so I gave you that as a packet. So it's in the folder. That way you can reference it as you're looking at their goals. And so we just need you all to review those plans, and when we come back in December, we will ask you to approve them with any changes needed, and then we can continue to move forward with implementing those action steps. Any questions?
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. King, good evening, sir. How are you?
Good, how are you?
All right.
Good evening, Chairman Satterfield, Dr. Farrell, and members of the board. Some construction updates. I'll start with the high school. So most of the brickwork is complete now. Most of the roofing is complete. There's some trim work left to do. They installed the rooftop HVAC units with a crane last week. The mechanical, electrical, plumbing, and sprinkler systems are just being roughed in, and on the inside, some of the ceilings are started, the ones that get a hard ceiling are being framed in. So it's really moving along out at the high school. So, any questions on the high school?
How's the thing coming with the paint?
Yeah, we had that discussion today. What we're gonna do is, do a mock-up of 10 by 10 space. We're gonna strip the paint back off. You talking about in the alternate one?
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Strip the paint back off. We had a Sherman-Williams, representative, field rep come out and assess what we had, give us 2 recommendations, 2 different products that we could use. So the procedure we're gonna use, we're gonna strip the paint back off, clean the surfaces, prep the surfaces, sand the surfaces, and then apply an alkylate primer-based paint. So we're gonna do that 10 by 10. It's gonna dry for 7 or 9 days. That field rep will come back out and then he'll do an adhesion test. It basically takes tape, sticks it on there and tries to pull it off to make sure it's got good adhesion. If that process works, then we'll have to redo the whole area in that.
Well, I'm not sure I followed the very beginning of this. So you've had problems?
Down in the existing gym, down in the basement where the locker rooms are, the walls were previously painted. So the contractor went in there and painted, and the paint is not sticking to the walls, not adhering to the
Okay.
walls.
You talked about that last week.
Yes, ma'am.
I remember that.
So we're trying to remedy that. We had field, paint rep come out and assess what we have and give us recommendations, and we're gonna do a test area just to make sure
got
it
you.
works, and then we'll go from there.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
Anything else in the high school? So moving to Mineral Springs, they are working on the interior and exterior punch list items. Most of them have been complete. All the mobile classrooms have been removed. There were 5 that were removed, and then all the associated plumbing, electrical, we've got all that out of the way now. Phase 3, the final phase of the project up there, installing the new service road, will begin Monday, the 18th. That'll take approximately 3 weeks. There's some area in the parking lot that we had to encroach on to put some of the geothermal wells. So a portion of the parking lot will be repaved, and then at least the portion out by the road where there's a pothole developed, a lot of big trucks and stuff we're turning in. We'll meet later this week to discuss. We had an allowance in the contract for asphalt paving, so we're gonna see what, if any, additional we wanna do while we're there. So we're looking at that. Any questions, Mineral Springs? And finally, Fairview Heights, again, interior and exterior punch list work is going on there. We're really down just to some sidewalks out front of the building. There were some engineering questions that just kind of went back and forth, how to make that happen, transition from the existing sidewalk that was coming downhill slope and the new building, just so we would make sure we didn't create an area that was catching water or that would be too steep, wouldn't meet ADA requirements. So I think we finally worked through all those problems. Hopefully, at least by early next week, we should see some activity going on that. And that's the last piece of the puzzle to be able to get the CO for the building and to get the building turned over. Any questions on Fairview Heights? All right, thank you.
Thanks, Mr. King. It's all coming to a close, isn't it? On to the next project, right? Thank you. Dr. Carter.
Good evening, Chairman Satterfield, Dr. Farrell, members of the board. I come to you tonight asking for a little help with our athletics programs. This year, Rockingham Middle Athletic Director Amanda Gaines has asked the middle schools, or in a middle school athletic director meeting, asked if she could have a second team for some of the sports that she has, because she has so many kids that are wanting to try out, wanting to participate and be involved. No other schools have requested to do this. She proposed going forward, coming up in the next couple of seasons, possibility of adding 2 additional soccer teams, of boys and a girls, a volleyball team possibly next fall, and a boys basketball for now. So I went back, there were 65 boys that tried out, 31 have been selected, 16 on one team, 15 on another. In order for this to happen, I'm gonna have to ask for an additional middle school boys head coaching supplement for 24 and 25. This will be a one-time only thing. You'll go back and revert back, and you can take a look at your supplement schedule on the back. It lists 4 middle school coaching positions for basketball. This will be a one-time. Each individual time that we decide that we want to add a sport to give additional kids opportunity to play, I'd have to come back to the board and ask for that supplement. So tonight, I'd like to propose that we add one additional middle school boys head coaching supplement for the 24-25 school year at Rockingham Middle School.
You need a motion to approve that?
It's an action item, yes.
I make a motion that we approve it. I'm always excited when we give more opportunity for boys and girls.
A motion by Ms. Ormsby,
Second.
second by Mr. Baldwin. Any discussion?
Yeah. just-
I do too. Go ahead.
Yeah. So just want to make sure, like, it's, you know, I'm for, you know, adding, you know, especially with kids participating, but I'm assuming the money is not a problem with money as far as,
The school board here would have to kick in $879. It's on the sheet that I gave you. What it is $779 for the supplement and an additional about $100 in fuel. That's about what the total cost would be. They're going to 4 different middle schools. It's about 240 miles. That's 40 gallons of fuel at $6, 6 miles per gallon. It'll average out to be about $100 for fuel.
Well, I want you, Ron, I want to jump in until you.
you can go, yeah, you can go.
If another school asked for it, it would be the same thing.
Absolutely. We met before the year started, and we were talking about trying to get participation up, because we have seen it dwindle in a lot of places. I can tell you back in Rockingham Middle or Rockingham Junior, when I used to be there, we would have 120 kids go out for baseball. This year, there might be 20. So you're seeing a lot of kids not participate. So we're trying to get those participation numbers back up. And Amanda said, you know, she'd like to see some kids get an extra opportunity to play, keep them engaged in school, you know, keep them working. And so I said, well, it's a great idea if you can make it happen. I'd appreciate the school board supporting it, because I think it's great for our kids. I truly do.
The only comment I have is that, again, I'm with everybody else. We need to have participation in schools. Athletics is a wonderful way to do that. I did that all through my middle school and high school career, and would love everybody else to do it, whether it's the arts or athletics. But we have to understand our money, our local monies, as a board member. And let's just, for example, say that the board said no to this tonight. Those teams have already been picked at Rockingham Middle School, and those kids have already been selected to be on a team without us knowing it. My suggestion is that you go back and next year in the budget say, okay, how many teams could we possibly have in volleyball or baseball or basketball, and put that into the budget. Because remember, local money we can hold over from year to year. If we don't spend it, we just put it over next year. State money's got to go back if you don't spend it. So that's my only thing is that I don't want to put the cart before the horse. And I know it's not much money, but we still have to do things. I think Ronald says the best is processes and being consistent in what we do.
Absolutely.
That's my suggestion, because Dawn's going to have to find that money somewhere now, right, Dawn? Yeah, so there you go.
And that's kind of where I am. I mean, that's why I always ask, okay, it's great, you want the kids to participate, but for me, it takes money for this stuff to happen. And if we got the money and it's not gonna take from something else, I don't have a problem with it. But if we don't have the money and we already trying to tighten up some things already as a school system, it kind of goes against what we're trying to do now.
Right.
That's just me.
And just also, you know, I know every middle school we gave them money for athletics, but just beside, you got officials, you got uniforms, and that's coming all out of the Rockingham school budget. So that's more expenses for them. And I know they'll make some money at these ball games too, from gates and all that, but it's still money that we have to. So I'd like to closely look at that as the year goes on.
Okay?
So we have a motion, for discussion, we have a motion.
Got a second.
Who was the first motion?
I make the
Motion by Ms. Ormsby, a second by Mr. Baldwin. Discussion, all in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
I'm opposed, 'cause I need a little bit more information on that.
Thank you, Mr. Carter. Now we'll go into facility changes.
Okay, tonight I'm bringing two motions for your consideration. As we've been talking about for the last couple weeks, the idea of making some changes to some of our facilities. I wanted to bring two motions tonight. The first motion, I'd like to propose a motion to consolidate the ninth grade academy and Richmond Senior High School on the campus of Richmond Senior High School, beginning with the 25-26 school year, and relocate Monroe Avenue Elementary to the former ninth grade academy building, beginning with the 26-27 school year.
Read those proposals again, because I can't find mine, Julian. Yeah.
Sheet right here.
We've got papers everywhere. There you are. Thank you.
I'd like to propose a motion to consolidate the ninth grade academy and Richmond Senior High School on the campus of Richmond Senior High School, beginning with the 25-26 school year, and relocate Monroe Avenue Elementary to the former ninth grade academy building, beginning with the 2026-2027 school year. That's motion, proposed motion number one.
Motion, have a motion by Mr. Carter, and we need a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Baldwin,
Second.
second by Mr. Mason. Discussion? Yeah, I don't want to kick this can down the road. I'd like to see all this done this summer. I don't see why I know it's a lot of work, and we should never be scared of hard work, but I don't know why we can't do all this summer. We can start doing things at ninth grade academy while the kids are there, for playgrounds and so forth and so on. I just don't want to kick the can down the road and wait another year and a half to move those kids.
So you're saying move, you want the Monroe Avenue children moved?
I want everything done this summer. That's my personal opinion. I want the kids from the ninth grade academy to go out to high school, and I want the Monroe Avenue kids to go to the ninth grade academy, and then, of course, all the people from the James Building to go to Monroe Avenue.
If I may, there's a reason behind, and I will tell you, I was very much in favor of going along and doing the same. But after looking at what I shared with you last time, and I will tell you, there are a lot of expense to making this move happen. If we're gonna do it right, we're gonna be trying to, and the second proposal is gonna be to move the exceptional children people out of the James Building. So you have to get their areas ready for them. We have to adjust the plumbing, which Stephen mentioned to me, he thought it would be $35,000 to $32,000. Miscellaneous, about $10,000. New fencing, around $30,000. New sign out front, $7,000, $8,000, $10,000. Painting, $60,000. Sidewalks, $16,000. Playgrounds, up $200,000. Depends on what we put in there. The grading, fencing, you know. So what I'm looking at here is potentially $400,000 that we do not have right now. Now, we have a public school building repair and renovation fund, which gives us nearly $500,000 a year. That money right now is tied up in the building projects that we've got going on. Going down, that money will be spent that we have. We don't have it in one of our accounts. It's at the state level. When we're ready to draw it down, we'll draw that money down. It's been sitting there for about 3 years now. So we have some money there, but that money's going into these projects. Next year, that money should be freed up. If the state of North Carolina does what they've been doing and give us that money every year. It's supposed to be a recurring pot of money. That money would allow us to do this move right, to get it right the first time. Get everything painted, get the playgrounds, get all the sidewalks done, get everything like it needs to be. And that's the kind of the inner workings of the reason why we're wanting to push it back a year. Yes, I would love to see it happen, but I just don't see it being feasible unless, you know, we'll come out of, you know, I guess our rainy day fund. So that's the only place I know to get it out of our fund balance.
I have a question before we go any further with it. And it's, I guess it's really for do we have to have, we had a public hearing tonight.
Yes, ma'am.
Did she say we did or do not have to have one when we move, Monroe Avenue to the,
No, I don't believe you do. I don't believe you do because you, are not closing Monroe Avenue, you're just relocating it. So you certainly can take public comment, but I don't think a formal hearing is required.
Okay, thank you. All right, so you're saying the reason that we, need to wait to 25, 26 is because of money?
I think so.
26, 27.
It's 26, 27.
26,
So what we would do is we would move the ninth grade, the EC staff, Cindy James building on over there, they go ahead and start working. They would occupy the building for next coming up year. And during that year, we'd be working on the building and getting it ready.
Could we use that money, that our rainy day fund money, and then apply for that money next year and supplement that money and put it back into like our fund balance? You cannot do that?
I don't know, that's, the county has to sign off for the release of that money also. It's kinda like the lottery money, how that works, they have to sign off on the release of that. It has to be for, I think construction projects.
Capital outlay, yeah. And all the money that we have in that pot will be used for the construction projects moving forward.
We've earmarked the majority of
Yeah.
it. We're hoping we don't use it all, but yes.
Have you got any what's the word I'm looking for? Prices for the playgrounds from any companies?
I've talked to Miss April, and we're supposed to meet soon to start going over it. After Dr. Farrell and I conferred about, the possibility of making this move. It's not just about the playgrounds. We certainly could go cheap on some of this stuff, and we could cut some of it out, not do some things, but I just don't feel like we're gonna be given the best we have if we do. Certainly, we could put some playgrounds together. I don't see us moving any playground equipment. Stuff we have is just used up. It just is. And, you certainly could put some stuff in there like swings and that kind of thing, but to do it right, to get it landscaped, to get it, the fencing in, everything, it's going to take some money. But certainly we'll do whatever the board wants.
Any other comments?
I'd like to see it happen as soon as possible myself, but if we don't have the money, we don't have the money, I don't know.
I'm assuming that you have looked and we don't have the money, so that's why we're getting the proposal to waive.
Keep in mind, every one of the numbers I've given you is a projection. I don't know how much it's gonna cost. They're projections. It could be as low as $250,000 to $450,000. I gave the best we could come up with.
I would like to see the proposal of Ninth Grade Academy going over to the high school and table the Monroe Avenue for at least a month so we can get some better prices, and then Dawn can bring us a presentation about where the money would come from if we had the money or whatever.
That's a good idea.
What do y'all think?
May I make a couple comments? So, obviously the money is an issue, but, I'm just looking at logistics. So we wouldn't move ninth grade, the furniture, teacher's desk, all those items until after school's out. So how many weeks in the summer do we have?
10 weeks.
10 weeks. So would we hire a moving company to do that, or would we try to use our own folks to do that to save money? So most of our 10-month custodians this past year were hired to do floor cleaning. So there may be a few that didn't work on the floor last year that would help do that. So that would be the first step, is just once school's out, start loading that stuff up and carrying it over and trying to do as much of it as we can in-house to keep from having to hire a moving company. So that would take care of moving all the stuff out. Well, then when most of the stuff's out, to me, that's the perfect opportunity to do a thorough cleaning, paint all the interior, we can get in there and change the plumbing, we can do all that. Maybe over the summer we could also, whatever needs to be be moved out of James building, we're gonna keep, can go out to the ninth grade academy. I don't know that we've really identified exactly where those people will be housed. I don't know if it would be, in the old gym, that's actually been divided, part of it's a weight room now. If we would renovate that, take that wall back down, put cubicles in there, or we would actually build some partition walls to make individual offices, so, you know, then you got that portion of it. So, I mean, that's a lot said there. So if you got all that done during the summer, to me, that would be a big hurdle. So if you were to bring in all the desks and chairs and all that stuff from Monroe Avenue over to ninth grade, even if you didn't do any painting or anything, I mean, that's just a lot of moving parts that you'd have to hire probably 2 separate moving companies. And I mean, in 10 weeks' time, to me, that, you know, not only the money, but just the logistics. Now, could it happen over Christmas or something? I mean, could we have all that done and moved mid-year? Maybe, but I don't know if that makes sense either. But I mean, there's just a lot of moving parts to move all those, you know, those items and people and furniture and stuff. You know, the playgrounds, yes, we could probably, if we could find the funds, we could probably start on that, get those put in, you know, think about changing the signs, whatever we would need to do in that aspect. But, you know, with it just being a facility that's in use and we only have those 10 weeks in the summer, it's just, to me, that's a lot.
Well, you're the pro.
Ma'am?
I said, you're the pro.
I mean, if you tell us we need to make it happen, we'll just, like Dr. Carter said, maybe we don't do the painting, maybe we'll
Do
just
half the playgrounds and.
Yeah, we would definitely have to bring some labor in. We'd have to hire moving companies. I mean,
It sounds like we need to take your advice. And your advice.
I don't
so.
like it, but I guess, yeah, that's why we pay you.
like I said, would it take a whole year to do all that? Probably not, but I don't know that you could do it over the summer. And you could probably have it by mid-year. I mean, if that's your choice to move mid-year,
But we will start as soon as humanly possible and start with the lower cost things that we can't afford to do right now, and then progress into the stuff as the money becomes available.
The first things are gonna be getting the EC staff out of Jamesville, making sure they've got places to work, and then that's all taken care of. That'll be easy. We can do that. But like he was saying, even we go into pre-Ks, we gotta add walls. We took walls out to make home ec departments over there. Those things gotta be put back in. There's a lot more. Greg Balzer and Stephen and I walked that building, and we went through every single place in that building. There's a lot to it.
there's some of the rooms that require a sink outside of the bathroom for pre-K that the sink is in a counter. Well, the counter was at pre-K height. Well, they tore all that out, put a taller counter in there and a new sink. So it's a shame. Now you gotta go in there and tear those counters back out, put the original height ones back in. So depending on how many pre-K rooms we have 4, 5, 6 rooms. I mean, there's just the money and the time to tear all that out, to put that back. There's several bathrooms that were in the classrooms. The bathroom is still there, tiles on the floor, but the fixtures have been taken out as storage now. So just, you know, having that redone, and, you know, those pipes have been sitting there for how many ever years not being used, so there could be some issues with that. So there's logistically, there's a lot to it.
So Don, this is a question for you. Would it be okay if we go with that proposal? Can we do some of the work in this fiscal year up until July 1, so all of it's not coming out next year? You know, you still can purchase things this year instead of it all coming out next year, or just this year, spread it over a 2-year period.
That was kind of my thing. I mean, because if it's done, it needs to be done right. That's my personal opinion. And then there's no need in just throwing something together. I mean, our kids deserve better than that. But if we, you know, the cost, what things cost now, and putting it off 2 years or a year from now, the cost is probably going to be higher, right? So you got to take that into account as well. I just wish, like, I guess we've had work sessions on this. I wished all this would have been up front whenever we was talking about it. Rather, because I mean, I guess I was thinking, and people have been asking about it, and I've been saying, okay, well, our goal is this. this fiscal year that we're gonna try to get this building open. Now to go back and say, okay, we're not gonna be able to get it open because we got some hiccups. We just got to, you know, not point fingers or anything. I just think we gotta do a better job at projecting, in my opinion, and coming up with some kind of timeline. You know, because
I have
the
a
last thing I
timeline
wanna do
that's
is be
developed.
out in the communities saying something that's not accurate. As far as when we're gonna get in the building.
You know, you are our expert, Mr. King. Whether you like it or not, you are our expert. And, you know, if you're saying that it's better to hold off, and I'm not sure where Dawn sits on this, I'm trying to read her right now.
Well, and for me too, you know, we appropriated capital outlay and some local fund balance for the construction projects. We don't know where that's gonna end up. So that plays into that too, for me. So, you know, we appropriated $1 million in, capital outlay fund balance for the construction projects. We did 600,000 out of local. Plus, we've done how much? We got 1.3 in the R&R. So we're hoping that R&R, we can use that first before we have to use capital outlay and local.
What's R&R?
That's that money that's, like the lottery money, is the.
What is
Public,
R&R
it's
stand
called
for?
Public School Building Repair and Renovation Fund, and the state gives us about $500,000 a year. And that is she's bringing up a very good point. We gotta make sure that we get across the finish line with these other projects first.
And I think that's my thing is, you know, when we first started, we said, okay, we had $500,000 in the R&R fund. Well, that's grown, because every year they put more money in it plus interest. So that's now, it's up to, what, 1.3, the balance so far, what I have is in there. That we can draw that down as we need that, the same way we would draw the lottery funds down. The county, they sign, we get that. So we do have more in there than we had originally thought that we had. You know, at the beginning, when we started these, when the board said, okay, we're gonna put this much capital outlay and this much local. So that's our hope, is that we'll use more of that, and then we got that capital outlay here, we got that local, that we're not having to write that in. But until they're done, that's just the issue. Don't know how much of our money we're gonna have to use.
We'll know by January, won't we?
Well, the key is
When-
not
when-
how much you're gonna have to, it's how much you don't want to use.
Yes.
You don't want to use the money. We're
Right.
trying to use somebody else's money to finish these projects, and certainly we can go into our fund balance and do these projects if that's what we wanna do, but when looking at all that's going on, with the other building projects we got going on, that would be not good.
Well, that's what we're trying not to do, is going
That's
up.
correct.
And Steve,
Yes, ma'am,
we're
that's
about,
correct.
we're about done with everything in the projects, you know, we're getting close, and you don't see anything else coming up, do you? Which, of course, you know, that's just a crystal ball.
Well, there's still several outstanding potential change orders, is what they call them. And our attorneys and their attorneys were looking at some of that stuff, and we're trying to sort through that. So we're still hoping to stay within that, I think it was 663,000 total contingency that we started with. I mean, it's my goal to keep it within that, so we don't have to go beyond that, but there's still several things, even though we're closing out a couple buildings, getting complete with them, there's still some stuff in the background that we're trying to sort through, and, you know, I'm just trying to make sure that we're getting a fair deal on all that, and trying to look out for our best interests, so, but, you know, hopefully by January, we'll have most of all that sorted out, and, have some projects closed out, and we'll have a better idea of where we're at.
So clarify for me, because we've talked about so many pots of money. So that 663,000, is that part of the 1.3, or is that a separate?
No, that was actually, within the almost like $21 million contract amount. That was just, we earmarked that amount of money for contingency items during the process of the project. But if we don't spend that, then we would get that back.
Think of having $200 to go spend at Christmas and keeping an extra $40 in case you go over.
Right.
That's what the contingencies are.
Okay.
Dawn, in January, when he comes back with this, can we get an idea of some of this, these funds?
What they're saying January is the.
The completion date.
Huh?
That's the completion date of Fairview Heights.
Well, yes, but we're 2 months behind billing with Muter.
Yeah.
I don't.
So in January, we still don't know
I mean,
how much we've got left in.
It just depends on where they are, and if they sent it, I mean, we've only paid them up, been billed up to August 31st. I mean, I do have another invoice, I think that one might be through September that I got to pay.
Let me ask this question. So do we know how much money that we paid out in contingency right now? Do we know what it is?
No, I don't.
There may have been a item or two that we have paid on, but we don't know what the total number's gonna be, because they're still contesting that both sides.
The biggest was Discovered Utilities at Richmond, right?
Give them 300.
My last estimate was 283,000 out of the 661,000. So we had 377 left. But again, you know, there are several things that are outstanding, and we're disputing what they're saying we owe them, and so we're just, instead of just writing them a check, we're trying to make sure, like I said, we're spending the money wisely.
Well, you tell Muter that, and they could help the listener right now, that we're getting ready to hope maybe do some more building or whatever down the road in the next 10 years. And if they're gonna keep on doing that, then that's gonna be a problem with me. Any other comments? So we'll go back to proposal 1, right? Dr. Carter, motion
Yes.
1?
Yes.
So that's consolidate ninth grade academy, Richmond Senior High on the campus, Richmond Senior High, beginning with the 25-26 school year, and relocate Monroe Avenue Elementary to the former ninth grade academy building, beginning with the 26-27 school year. And we had a motion by,
Motion stands, and Mason still second, or Best.
Bess had a second. We've had all the discussion we need. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? I'm not liking it, but I'm gonna agree with it, because I gotta go with you.
I don't know what you want to hear, but I just.
Well, that's why you're here.
Second motion I'd like to pose is to move all Richmond County school staff from the James Building to the office areas at the ninth grade academy in August of 2025, with the intent to dispose of that building when it is no longer needed.
Have a motion, need a motion?
I make a motion.
Motion by Ms. Ormsby, second by Mr. Mason. Are we gonna sell that building? Cause or do we have to offer it back to the county again?
You have to offer it to them, but you don't have to get it at fair market value.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know, were you here even, it was given to us by the college,
Right.
which I don't know, but,
But now it's school system property, so you're required to get fair market value for it, unless it's gonna continue to be used for school purposes. So yes, you have to offer it to the county, but not for free.
right.
But this would, once the building's empty and you're ready to dispose of it, that would come back to the board for approval.
Right.
So, to actually declare it surplus and decide how you're gonna dispose of it.
I know we've done, in previous places, I've done it on gov deals, through gov deals, built school buildings,
Oh, really, buildings, yeah.
for buildings.
So you can do that, you can do upset bids where,
We did that,
yeah, you advertise it.
10 days.
Somebody makes you an offer, you advertise the bid, see if someone will make a higher offer. Some places have been successful with that.
Because I don't think we need that building. Once we get everybody out of there, we don't need that building. That's just costing us money. Do y'all agree with that? Yeah, okay. So we got a motion, a second. Any other discussion? All in favor of proposal number 2? All, that's aye, against? That passes. We
Thank
got
you.
it. Does anybody need a break or anything? We good? Good, are you good?
I got about 10 minutes left for me.
We'll continue to go then. Mr. Ingram, Dr. Ingram is usually pretty quick. Oh, no, Miss Jordan's pretty quick.
I was told to be quick. Okay, good evening,
Chairman
that made me
Satterfield.
mess up, Cameron.
And she has known me the longest.
Yeah, I know, Cameron had to write this out. Chairman Satterfield, Dr. Farrell, members of the board, you have before you four budget amendments, number 4 through 6. Budget amendment 4 is for, increase in state funds of $562,267.50. Amendment number 5 is an increase in federal funds of $759,201.96. And number 6 is an increase in other local funds, Fund 8 of $424,950.46. And we are seeking, we'll take any questions at this time, and we're seeking board approval for budget amendments 4 through 6.
So I need a motion.
I made the motion.
Mr. Etheridge makes motion. Second.
Second.
Ms. Ormsby, discussion. All in favor by saying aye. All opposed? 4 through 6 are approved.
Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Ingram.
Chairman Satterfield, Dr. Farrell, members of the board. In board docs, you have a list of policies presented last month for review. This being the conclusion of a 30-day review period. I would like to present these policies for adoption. 3410, Testing and Assessment Program. 3420, Student Promotion and Accountability. 3460, Graduation Requirements. 4610, Fundraising Campaigns in the schools.
Make a motion that we approve.
Have a motion by Mr. Baldwin, Mr. Mason,
Second.
second by Mr. Baldwin. Any discussion?
Melvin, I do have just one question. I'm good with everything, but it's just more of a curiosity. What was the logic in expanding the fundraising months as far as adding months to that?
It was really because of competition. There were so many clubs and so many organizations that needed to raise funds during that dedicated time.
Gotcha.
So it actually came about during the student advisory, and they were asking for more time. And so we talked to the principals and added a month in the fall and a month in the spring.
Thank you.
Any other questions? So, all in favor of accepting the policies presented by Mr. Ingram? All opposed? Thank you. Field trips. Policies for review. I've missed one.
Chairman Satterfield, Dr. Farrell, and members of the board. In board docs, you have a list of policies that I would like to present for 30-day review. 1310, 4002, parent involvement. 4320, tobacco products, students. 5026, 7250, smoking and tobacco products. 6120, student health services. 6140, student wellness, and 6200, goals of school nutrition services. And field trip requests are in your board docs.
I can't believe basketball season's already starting up already.
I know, time's going fast.
It is. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Farrell.
So I have a list of surplus items for your approval to list and sell, and one is a 2007 Chevrolet Silverado. There's a 2001, a 2006, and two 2009 Ford Crown Victorias that I would seek your approval to sell as surplus.
Make a motion to approve the surplus items for sale as presented.
Have a motion by Mr. Baldwin. Second by Mr. Mason. Any comment?
Got a question.
Yep.
The monies that's collected for the surplus equipment, could that money be routed to construction, to the project that we just talked about? Is there any rule that says that we can't?
It is in the local budget. Right now, I can't tell you right off the top of my head how much we got last year, maybe about 40-something thousand. I can't remember.
That may be something to think of. I mean, if we're selling, things that maybe move some of that money over to helping cut some of that cost. Maybe something to think about.
Yep.
Not a bad idea.
And when we put this stuff up, I imagine we can't get much for it, but it's still money that we could use, like Mr. Tillman says.
Well, it's all put into the local operating budget.
Yep. Any other comments? So all in favor of the selling the surplus items? All in favor by saying aye? All opposed? That's good.
Where is that sold on Circle?
Gov deals.
It's on Gov Deals. Board comments. Open the floor up for any comments. Mr. Etheridge?
I've been going hunting early in the morning, going up to Hanson County, and noticing buses at 5:30 on the roads. And I want to say thank you to our bus drivers, because they're getting up early to get out there to run those routes and doing that. Sometimes, the flashing light on the top, I say, that's not working, let me call Benji at 7:30. And they said, we'll look it up and find out. So they're good on doing that. It was neat going to the Mineral Springs dedication, seeing that done. It was great sitting in the Raider Stadium when Richmond beat Scotland for the conference championship. And I want to say thank you to Brad Denson and all the coaches and all the players. And I look forward to seeing what they're going to do. I want to say thank you to Kate Smith for having our concerts that are coming up real soon. Where there used to be where we had done it for years, 5 or 6 concerts on the same time at the same night. And I'm thinking that's a slap to the chorus directors and the band directors not being able to have people go to them. And I think this year we've got everything down, but one night we've got 2. And one thing I'd like to see is really publicize those concerts and promote our chorus directors, our band directors, and our students, on our website, and just, really publicize it, because we've got some great talent. And then, I guess, Dr. Farrell, you're the one that got the chorus set up for the North Carolina School Board Association. And I think how awesome that is to finally see Richmond Senior High School chorus at the state convention. I said, because they're going to see a show. And I think it's great.
Thank you, Mr. Etheridge. Other comments?
I want to make a comment on, the Educational Foundation met today. I thought they had a very good meeting, good attendance, good participation, and they've got a plan. They've got some really good things coming up, and it's exciting, the money that they're going to put back into Richmond County's teachers, and working on acquiring teachers and retaining teachers, what our goal is right now. So it was a very good meeting today, and like I said, it's exciting to have that much participation. And I appreciate all the ones that come and participate in that. I'm excited too. Mineral Springs, that was an excellent ribbon cutting. I don't think I've seen a school that transitioned from the old part to the new part. As I wanted to tell Mr. King that before he left, from one part to the other part, I thought the transition was great. I mean, you can hardly tell that you're stepping out of the old part into the new part. I thought that was very good. Look forward to basketball and the ending of our great football season.
Let me say one more. The SHAC meeting we had recently, and the how Dr. Wendy Jordan pulls all that together and all the people in the community that work together to help our student health for kids and how all that ties in it's just a great thing to do.
I was also at the ribbon cutting at Mineral Springs, and I just want to mention Laura Kelly. She was the lady the employee that cut the ribbon 36 years, and just as happy, as energetic today as she was when I first met her back in 2001. You know, just wonderful. They have a really nice crew up there. They did a great job. And I know Mr. King is gone, but the school looks really, really good. So kudos to them. Great to see a lot of fans at Richmond Senior High last Friday night, or 2 Friday nights ago, for the win against Scotland. And, of course, playoff start this week. And I feel that we're going to surprise a lot of people. So, which is good. I also want to congratulate Salt and the Paper and Daryl. Congratulate the Rockingham Middle School volleyball team for winning the conference championship. And I believe that they're the only conference champions this fall. So maybe we can get them to come, Dr. Farrell, to one of our meetings and celebrate them. Do that.
They were undefeated.
Yep. You know, they don't lose many games over the years, you know. I like to see what Teresa's record was the whole time she was there.
I'm sorry, I will say one more thing. I'm pleased with the band. They are working hard. You know, they've still got a ways to go, but they're working hard. They look good, so that's a plus for us also.
Any other comments? Dr. Farrell, Superintendent's report.
Well, you all have covered most of mine, but which is certainly fine. I was just going to remind everyone that the playoffs, football playoffs for Richmond start Friday night. I believe it's at 7 p.m. instead of 7:30 p.m. It's usually 7:30, but against Topsail High School. You know, just thinking about what a different place we're in right now with football than we were last year at this time. You know, we have 3, if we continue to win, we have 3 home playoff games, which is really exciting. School Boards Association conference is next week, and Mr. Etheridge is right. We do have, some of our teachers and principals have worked to get some of our students recognized, and we'll be excited about that. We have some contest winners, and of course our Richmond Senior High School students performing during lunch for everyone one day. That'll be a great thing. And just a reminder to everyone that very quickly we will have Thanksgiving break, November 27th, 28th, and 29th. So that's coming fast. As what did Mr. Ingram say? Time is passing quickly. And so those were the only things that I had for tonight.
Well, thank you. And thank you to your whole crowd. They do a really good job, so thank you for that. Need a motion to go into closed session under North Carolina General Statute 143-318, 11A, 3, and 6. Need a motion to go into closed session.
So moved.
Got a motion by Mr. Baldwin.
No votes.
Second.
By Ms. Ormsby. Any discussion? All in favor by saying aye?
Aye.
All opposed?
I guess the restroom
Dr.
break is
Farrell, I
needed.
don't
to ask for the board's approval at this time.
Need a motion to approve the personnel report and the addendum dated Tuesday, November 12th, 2024. Make a motion by Mr. Etheridge. Second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Baldwin. Any discussion? All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Thank
Thank
you.
Anything else for the good of the cause?
Just make a note, there's a possibility, I know we scheduled to have our, community breakfast on December the 5th, and we also have a board meeting. I may have a conflict job-wise, I just wanna let you know there's a possibility I might not be here.
Okay. Is everybody going up Sunday for the conference? Okay.
Yes.
Maybe Monday night we could get together. Would that be good? And we'll get some information out to you and all that.
I think I'm gonna wait and come Monday morning, but
Okay. Well, we'll do something Monday night and do all that. Cause all the awards and all the things. When do we have to vote? When is that? Is that?
4 o'clock.
That's Monday afternoon.
Monday afternoon. I know some of the people on this board have, this is on my heart now too. Some of these people on the board, y'all have been involved with construction. I've been involved with closing schools down, moving schools. I've seen it done. We closed what, 5 schools in Scotland County while I was there. And we built a new school. So this stuff can be done. I just want to let you know it's hard work that it takes place. It's very, very hard work to make these decisions what's best for children of Richmond County. And I want to thank the board for continue to plug along and make comments and think through things. I want to thank Dr. Farrell and his staff. But we've got some tough decisions to make, and sometimes the tough decisions is going ahead and going out there and saying, listen, we got to get this done. And I say that to say that, Dr. Farrell, if it's okay with the board, I would like for us to start looking at, when time comes, how much it is for playgrounds. Get a fencing company in here, get us some bids on that, get some bids on playgrounds, and maybe within the next 2 months, have that money, how much we're gonna spend, so we are not putting the cart before the horse. Because Ron said something really, really powerful to me tonight. He said, listen, the community's already thinking that we're moving Monroe Avenue next year. But now we've sat back and said, well, we might not be doing that now. So my thought process is let's get that information in and see what we need to do moving forward, because really everything runs on money. Am I right? And does anybody have any comment about that? I'm just trying to spitball out loud to you guys.
Well, I'm not trying to stir it up, but we have been telling the 9th grade academy they were going to the high school for 3 years, and we're just not doing it.
Yeah.
So.
But we should have learned from that mistake. And I agree with that.
Maybe 4.
Yeah.
I thought, I really am. That's why one time I said, I thought we'd already voted on it.
Yeah. But
I do feel like it would be a stretch to get them in there by the next school year. And the reason I say that is call any tradesman, call a plumber to your house and see when the next one's available to be there. And I know that we can do some things in-house, but there's gonna be some stuff outside of our scope of work as well. So I think it'd be a squeeze to get them in there by next school year, personal thought.
And we all want it done right.
Yeah.
You know, we want it for the children, we want it done right. But
I guess the thing from, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry, no, excuse me.
Go ahead.
I was just thinking, we've been talking about it so long together, like, we're gonna, move the 9th grade onto the high school and move Monroe, so that, in my mind, they were happening synonymously. And it seems like tonight's the first night that I heard, oh gosh, that's gonna be a year later. And so I totally agree with everybody, we've already beat this horse, but I would love for it to happen sooner, but
it's
with
like
all the explanations from tonight, it
Yeah,
seems like there is a lot to
It's
have
like
to
a
take
new
place.
family moving into your house, but by the way, you're still living there. They gotta come in and redecorate and paint and tear out the bathroom,
Yeah.
remodel, so it'd be tough.
Yeah, and all I was just gonna say, it just kinda, and that's why I said what I said earlier. I mean, we had a public comment section tonight as if we were going to make all this happen. and the conversation that people asking questions out in the community, that's what I pretty much was saying, okay, this is what our plan is, what we talked about. Then come back now and do the opposite. Maybe we should have had the public comment held off on that until we were ready to do something, you know what I'm saying? It just kind of contradicts what we had said in the beginning. But again, I want it to be right, you know, because there's no need in just throwing something together for our students. The students deserve better than that. So, I mean.
And I sure wouldn't suggest them moving over there now without painting. I mean,
Right,
I
yeah,
think,
we need it.
yeah,
It
yeah,
needs
I
to be
mean,
done right. Definitely, for sure.
And we don't want in 10 years converting that back into another ninth grade academy.
Amen.
So,
So Eva, question for you. So is that normal, like where you have, like where we had a scheduled public hearing about the transition and then, but we wait till a year or two later to do it? Is that, will we have to come back later and do another public hearing?
No, you made the decision. It's not abnormal because sometimes it just does take that long.
Okay.
So, no, I think you've done what you needed to do. And in fact, you know, as we discussed, the public hearing requirement is exclusive to the closing of a school. So, which you're doing at the end of this year. It's just the relocation that would be another year. And there's nothing to stop the board, like, if it turns, the administration gets the bids and it turns out things are more affordable than you expect, that almost never happens, but that's possible. Or, you know, there's contingency money left over. There's nothing to stop the board from coming back and discussing moving up the timeline if it becomes a bit possible.
because we've already had the public hearing, right?
Well, for
Yeah.
moving.
She said we didn't have to have one.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
moving
true.
Monroe,
That's right.
Yeah, the board could always vote to do it at a different date, decide if new information comes
Right.
available.
But the community needs to know that we are being transparent in everything that we do. And that's one thing that I would hang my hat on, is that we are very transparent. You know, Julian's got that timeline out there, it's public record. He's transparent of everything that they need to do, so. It's just tough decisions, and we just have to have everybody's thoughtfulness and comments. And I don't want anybody to be quiet, I want everybody talking. And it's good to have conversation. It's good, it's very good to communicate, so. Anything else for the good of the cause? Get to see y'all's lovely faces on Sunday night then. I need a motion.
So moved.
Yeah, a motion to adjourn by Mr. Baldwin, second by Mr. Mason. Conversation. Everybody vote yes? Yes. See you later.
Don't y'all get